guys, it's Soda here, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm doing something a little bit different. I made a goldfish tier list, and I'm going to be ranking all of the different goldfish breeds. Well, I think I might be missing a couple of them, just because there's quite a few different breeds, and some of them are just like slightly different to other breeds, so I chose to leave some out, but most of them are here. Yeah, I'm gonna be ranking them. This is just gonna be like out of my personal opinion. It took me a little while to make actually, and I discovered some breeds that I haven't even heard of before. Yeah, I'll also leave a link down below if you guys want to do the same tier list and, you know, rank it for your liking. Dobby's here! Dobby's here! And also, if you're a fish fan like myself, I do have Fish Nerd merch. I would be wearing it, but I actually don't have my own one yet. I'm waiting for it. But yeah, that's one of my newer merch designs you can get from my merch shop, and I have other ones like XLL designs and cockatiel designs as well. Go check it out if you want. So let's get started with the tier list. So I've seen a few people have been doing tier lists lately in the pet community, so I thought it would be a fun idea to do one as well. And I have not seen anyone do like a goldfish tier list, so I thought I would just make my own. And hopefully I didn't miss any like popular goldfish, but I don't think I did. I think I only skipped a couple of ones that were very similar to other ones. So, and there is actually quite a lot of different types of goldfish. Like some of them I didn't even know until I was googling for this video, so we'll get to those ones later. But we'll start with like the classic goldfish, the common goldfish. This is the one you see at pet stores everywhere. Usually they're pretty small when you see them, but they end up getting very large and living for like 10 to 20 years. So, I mean, I feel like they're just a classic, so they have to go kind of like B, because I wouldn't own them just because they're, you know, a bit plain and a bit boring, but I respect them. And also I feel sorry for them because they go through so much shit, unfortunately. These guys, definitely some of the most animals, unfortunately, in the pet trade. People don't realize that these guys get very big. They even get larger than most fancy goldfish and require bigger tanks because they're fast-moving fish. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that, and they're kept in way too small of tanks, and they don't live nearly as long as they should. But they're really hardy fish. They can handle a lot of abuse, unfortunately, but they definitely deserve respect. So I'm only putting them at B just because I wouldn't own them, but you know, they're a classic. And then the comet goldfish is pretty similar. They just have different styled fins. But these guys are really need a lot of space. They're very fast moving fish. They're very hardy. They do a lot better in ponds. So I'm only going to put them at C just because I wouldn't own them unless I had a pond. And they're not good fish for aquariums, in my opinion. They just are much more suited for ponds, and I'm more of an aquarium person. Although I'd love to own a pond one day, I don't have one at the moment. So I'm gonna leave them at C for now. But they're also pretty classic, and unfortunately, again, also very abused because people put them in small tanks. Yes, I even put names in every one of these pictures. Hopefully I got their names right. Some of them have multiple names, but I tried. Oh, longfin comet. This is just a comet goldfish but with long fins. But these guys are actually, I kind of like them a bit more because they're more suited for tank setups. They are slower moving because of their fins. Still need big tanks, but I'm gonna put them in B actually. I'm gonna put them above the normal comet goldfish just because I love the long fins. I think they look beautiful. They're not technically a different breed, they're just a different type of comet, you know, but I wanted to put them in here anyway because I like them. Yeah, they're very pretty. I don't see them very often, to be honest, in like pet stores and stuff, but I really like them. I think they look really nice with the long fins. Okay, this Shibunkin goldfish I feel like is another classic that you see a lot. I do actually have one of those in the tank somewhere. These guys are pretty cool. They can come in really nice colors like this one here, but it can come in a variety of different colors like this. They're really pretty. They're really hardy. They're good for ponds or tanks, and I really like them. I think I'm actually gonna put them in, oh, I'm gonna put them in A because I think they're cool. I mean, I know they're not like as popular in the like fish keeping community, I don't think, because they're more common, but they have a special place in my heart, I guess. And that's the same with black moors. I don't know why, I just really love these guys. I think it's because I had one as a kid and I really loved him. His name was Bulldog, and I was a kid, so unfortunately didn't take the best care of him, but I really loved him. We had him for a few years, and I don't have a black moor anymore, but I really want to get another one day. I just think they're really cool. They're so cute. they have big eyes, but not too big, so they don't get into like injuries with their eyes most of the time. I never experienced that anyway. Oh, fantail gold. I like them. Honestly, maybe I'll put the longfin comet lower. Sorry. Just because I think I like just regular fantails a bit more than longfin comets. But yeah, fantails, I mean, you know what, you can just tell what it is by the name. They're just goldfish but with longer flowing fins. They can be longer than this picture sometimes. They're really beautiful, but like all longfin fish, they can have issues with swimming sometimes if it's too long. And also you have to be careful, make sure there's nothing that can damage their tail in the tank. And then veiltails, the same. I mean, they're not much different to be honest, but they just have a different tail shape. But they're really, really cool. I love me some big tails. Oranda goldfish. Now, I love Oranda goldfish. I have one. You'll see him. He's my biggest guy in my goldfish tank. And I love him. They come in many different colors, not just this color. So Orandas have this big wing growth on their head, also called like a crown or like a bubble head. And I just think they look super cool. I also just love the shape of Oranda's dorsal fin and their tail. I just think they're really cool, and I guess I'm kind of biased because I feel like I'm biased towards all the fish that I have, but you know, I can't help it. I'm gonna put Oranda in S tier because I just love them. They might be my favorite type of goldfish. The only problem with Orandas though is that sometimes their wing can grow too big to the point where it's covering their eyes and stuff, so it has to be trimmed, which doesn't hurt them, but it can be a bit stressful. But that just depends on genetics. Like my guy's one isn't very big, but some of them might be, you know, it just depends. Alright, Ranchu. I like them. I think they're cute. They look really adorable. They can have some issues, like swim issues, because their bodies are so big and their tails are so small, but they're super adorable, and you just have to find one that's like, if it's well bred, you should have no problems, but sometimes there are ones that are not bred very well. I'm gonna put them in A. I would like to own them, but I don't own any at the moment, but they are really cute and unique looking. So let's do Shukin next. Shukin? I hope I'm saying that right. So this one is like a mix of a Ranchu and a Oranda. I believe that's what they bred together to make this guy. I honestly don't like them. I just think they look kind of bald. I don't know why. I guess because they don't have the dorsal fin, yet they look like an Oranda, so it just kind of, I don't know, it bothers me. I don't know. But I don't like them. Like when I look at them, they just look like a bald man. Anyone else get that? I'm sorry. I don't think it's F worthy though, but I will put them in D just because. Oh yeah, red cap Orandas. This is just a color like type of Oranda, where they're bred to have like a red cap obviously and the rest of their body is white. They're pretty cool, but personally I prefer just like a colorful looking Oranda. I'm gonna put it in B. Okay, so this is a lion head. Lion heads are cute. Sometimes their faces look a bit too mushed. And I prefer just a normal like Ranchu, but they're cute. I'm gonna probably put them in C though. Okay, bubble eye. Oh boy. So bubble eye goldfish have big bubble sacs under their eyes. They can come in different sizes. Sometimes you can get massive ones, or you can get ones like this, or even smaller ones. I think my one's smaller. I do actually have a bubble eye goldfish in the tank behind me, but I only have one because it's a rescue, and I don't actually really like the breed that much. I love my one, but I wouldn't buy this one from like a breeder just because bubble eyes can have a lot of issues, and I experienced that with one of my bubble eyes. My current one has no issues, but I originally had two of them. They're both rescues, and one of them constantly, its eyes would pop, like constantly. They always healed very well, but it just keep happening. I don't know why I keep having with that one. I've never happened to this one, but with my last one that did happen quite a lot. Didn't live very long, unfortunately. They can have a lot of issues with that. You have to be very careful with what you have in the tank, etc. And yeah, they're just, I don't know, the bubble eye thing is kind of pointless. It just causes more issues. But I guess some people might say the same with other ones too, so I don't know, I guess that's just my personal opinion. And then the telescope is different to the bubble eye, because instead of having bubbles like under the eyes, it's like their whole eye that are big. I've never had a telescope before. I honestly don't know a whole lot about them. I'm not really a huge fan of them. I think they can look a little funny sometimes. And there is like really beautiful ones, like butterfly telescope are beautiful. And they do have less issues than bubble eye, but I would assume they probably would still have issues sometimes. Their eyes are probably very sensitive. You have to be careful about ornaments in the tank, but I think they're better than bubble eyes, so I'll put them over here. And then Celestial, and another bubble type eye goldfish, except these ones are so strange because their eyes face upwards, like they're constantly looking up. It's really weird, but I'm not a huge fan of them. They can have issues as well because they can't see very well. They're constantly looking up at the lights. You have to have low lights and not have your lights on all the time and stuff. They're very sensitive. They can bump into things, you know. It just seems like a bit of a sad life, to be honest. So I don't think I would ever own one unless it was a rescue. And they're kind of scary looking, to be honest. But it's weird. Like, just imagine having to look up your whole life. Okay, the Rukin goldfish. I think this one has several names, but that's one of them. I don't know. I mean, sometimes these ones can look cool, but other times they just look like just really deformed to me. Sometimes their humps are really even bigger than this picture, and it just doesn't look very comfortable. I just think that, I don't know, I think I only would like it if it wasn't as extreme as like this one, but it seems like most of the time they're trying to get them to be, like the hump on their back, they're trying to get it to be as big as possible, and I just don't really like that. There are some worse ones here. Okay, I'll put it at D, just because there are worse ones on this, but I'm not really a huge fan of them. Butterfly tail is beautiful. You can get the butterfly tail in many different breeds of fish. I think I usually see it in telescope fish, telescope butterfly. Yeah, they're really pretty and beautiful tails. They can have swimming issues, so they're best for just aquariums, not ponds, and also just keep with other butterfly tails so they don't have to compete for food. But they're very beautiful, and I believe they're very popular in like fish shows and stuff. Panda telescope, beautiful. I want one, but I don't think these are a thing in my country. I don't know how common they are in general, to be honest, but they are so cute. Love them, adorable. Oh, actually, I forgot there's a S. I'm gonna put these both in S because I forgot that S is the thing, and these are stunning. A lot of work goes into breeding these fish, and they look amazing. I don't know much about their health issues, if there are any, to be honest, so let me know if there's something I should know. Okay, this one's called the Tosakin? Tosakin? I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I believe this is just for the type of tail they have. I think these are quite rare, but I think they're popular in Japan. I've heard they can have some issues like tail curling. That might be an issue with like all long fin ones. Actually, I'm not sure, but I have heard it specifically with these ones, maybe because of the type of tail it has. I think the tail shape's cool. I'm just not super interested in them. Okay, this one's called a Wadanai. I really like them. They are really hardy. They do good in ponds. They look really nice. They look like koi, to be honest. They have really beautiful tails, and long bodies. I quite like these. I think these might be hard to find as well. We definitely don't have them in my country. Honestly, I don't think we have most of these in my country. But they're really cool. I would actually love to own them if we had them in my country. But I'm gonna assume we don't. I'm gonna put them at S. Yeah, they're really cool. The Peacock Taylor. These guys have like an X-shaped tail, which is pretty cool. I think they're pretty rare as well. Yeah, they're cool. I don't think I would ever own them if I could, but they're cool. I'm just gonna put them here. Okay, the frog head. Okay, this is one I never heard about until today, and I don't think this is a very common one at all. I'm pretty sure this one's very rare. They basically have small bubble sacs under their eyes, kind of like bubble eyes, but they also have kind of a weird lump on their head like an oranda, but not as big. It's really weird, and froghead's such a funny name. Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't know why it's a thing. Let's put it at D. Okay, Pom Pom, one I also didn't know about until today. Well, I think I've seen them online before, but I just didn't really think much about them. Yeah, I don't like them. Basically, they have these growths that come from their nose, and sometimes they're really big, sometimes they're really small. This specific picture, they're quite large, so it looks like they're actually covering the goldfish's eyes. And also I heard that sometimes they can be so big that the goldfish accidentally sucks it into their mouth. So, doesn't seem like a fun time to me. I'm gonna put this one at F. just because I don't see any, it just looks weird. It looks like they have a tumor growing on their face, and it just doesn't seem very comfortable. I also heard that they can get bacterial infections easy from these and stuff, so yeah, I don't like it. Okay, next one is the pearl scale. Okay, I think that the scales look cool, but I don't like the look of the fish. They just look like they're bloated. Probably can't swim very well with those tiny tails and ginormous bodies. They just look unwell. They just look like a fish that has dropsy, so I'm not really a fan. And same with, I think this one's also called the crown pearl scale or something. They're basically just a pearl scale, but they have like an Aranda cap. But yeah, same thing. I don't really like that they just look like they're bloated and unwell. Okay, this one is actually not really a breed, but I keep seeing it when I was looking up breeds. So I think some people think that they're a breed. I thought I'd talk about it anyway. Curled gill isn't actually a breed, it's actually a disorder, and something you definitely don't want. But I believe there were, some point, people tried to breed it, I guess, but it's not a genetic thing, it's just a disorder that happens from like ammonia poisoning or bacterial issues or something that can make the goldfish gills turn like the wrong way, and they can still live with it. They will be a bit more sensitive to like water quality issues, and have to be careful with like ornaments in the tank and stuff, but it's definitely not something that you want to happen. So yeah, we're putting that at F, but I don't think it really counts, but I don't know, I just included it anyway. So yeah, that's my tier list. At S, the top tier, we have Aranda, Butterfly Tail, Panda, Telescope, and What an Eye. And at S, the lowest tier, we have Bubble Eye, Celestial, Pom Pom, Pearl Scale, Hamanashiki, which is just Crown Pearl Scale, and Curled Gill. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with my list. At the end of the day, all types of goldfish can have issues. A lot of ones that we breed for our own benefit have issues. But there are some, specifically the ones at the bottom, that have a lot more issues than others, but that doesn't mean that these ones can have issues as well. And I don't have experience with all of these goldfish. I only have experience with like 3 or 4 of them, so I definitely could have missed some important things about them. If you want to add any info in the comments, please feel free to. But yeah, and if you want to do your own tier list, go ahead. This was fun. I kind of want to do more of these. Maybe some tropical fish, but there's so many different types, like what would I even do? I don't know, let me know if you want to see more of these, because this was fun. It took me a little while to make it, because I put all the names and everything, but it was fun. Let me know what you think about my list. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me, because that's totally fine if you do. I want to hear what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!